Have you ever wondered, in the midst of life's relentless storms, is there a place where your soul can take shelter, so peaceful that no outside force could disturb it? What is it that allows some people to remain calm and composed, even when facing the most unexpected upheavals? It's not magic, but a strength born from mastering your mindset and honing unshakable resilience. And what if I told you that by embracing just 10 essential Stoic principles, you too could create your own sanctuary of serenity, untouched by the chaos of the outside world? Well, today's video is your invitation to discover exactly that. In the midst of life's turbulence and unpredictability, there are those who manage to keep their minds calm, their hearts steady. How do they do it? Because they understand a simple yet powerful principle: true peace is cultivated from within, by clearly distinguishing what is within our control and what lies beyond it. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "Some things are up to us, and some things are not. While we can control our thoughts, attitudes, and reactions, the outcomes and actions of others remain beyond our grasp." That's why lasting inner peace can only be achieved by focusing on what we can command, and gracefully letting go of the rest. When you see this truth, you realize that virtue, not fleeting desires, is the foundation of a meaningful life. Every event in life is inherently neutral. It is our judgment and response that give those events weight and significance. Fascinating, isn't it? When you endure hardship with resilience, those weaknesses that once held you back dissolve, revealing the untethered essence of your being, a soul living in harmony with the natural laws of the universe. In this state, reality flows as it should, and nothing can disturb the tranquility within. So, join me in today's video as we journey through 10 timeless Stoic principles, each designed to help you stay grounded in any storm, and let the wisdom of Epictetus pave a new, empowering path for you, one where you finally grasp the key to lasting inner peace, no matter how fierce the external storms. But before we dive in, as always, I have a small challenge for you. Watch this video until the very end. Don't miss a single principle, because even one of them might be the key that completely transforms your life. Principle 1. Firm purpose. Epictetus once declared, "Difficulties show a person's character, and the greater the difficulty, the greater the glory in overcoming it." Skilled sailors earn their reputation not in calm waters, but in violent tempests. And this isn't just a philosophy, it's a call to action. When you clearly understand what you want and what you stand for, the world around you seems to shrink. Obstacles that once seemed colossal begin to look like small steps along your path. In the process, you'll discover a well of inner strength that no external force can defeat. A firm purpose isn't something you stumble upon by accident. It's the result of deep reflection, asking yourself what truly matters. Not merely career ambitions or personal milestones, but the values, virtues, and principles you're willing to devote your life to. Once that purpose is deeply etched into your heart, your next task is to nurture and fiercely protect it, because it's perseverance and unyielding commitment to your values that forge resilience in the face of adversity. A firm purpose is like a lighthouse in the dark, not only guiding you forward but also anchoring your soul when the seas grow rough. When life tosses you into chaos, your purpose is the lifebuoy that keeps you afloat, preventing you from drowning in a sea of negative emotions and difficult circumstances. Ultimately, these firm purposes are not just well-meaning advice. They are the key to unlocking unparalleled mental strength, and the courage to confront and overcome any challenge. This is the very heart of Stoic philosophy, not merely a list of rules for living, but a living testament to the power of will and unwavering intention. And once you embrace this, you'll realize nothing is impossible. and nothing can shake the unbreakable spirit within you. Principle 2. Would you hand your body to a stranger? Picture this: you would never hand over control of your body to a total stranger. Would you? Yet strangely, we so easily allow our minds to be hijacked by careless words, fleeting opinions, and thoughtless criticisms. When we let others dictate our emotions or steer our thoughts, we're essentially surrendering the key to our happiness and peace to strangers we barely know. Mastering the mind isn't just a skill, it's an art. When someone offends you, it's natural to feel hurt or angry. But Stoicism teaches us that, in those very moments, you have a choice: either become a prisoner of your emotions or the master of them. And that's exactly what we'll unravel next. In Principle 2. In the previous part, we explored the power of holding firm to your purpose and mastering your mind, where you have the ability to choose how you respond to any storm that comes your way. Now, let's continue this journey by learning to manage our emotions. Because emotions are nothing more than a reflection of our thoughts and personal perspectives. Have you ever realized that every emotion we experience is born from the way we think and perceive things? This means that, no matter the circumstance, we always have the power to decide how we react. Instead of letting hurt, anger, or disappointment take over, why not see these moments as opportunities to strengthen your patience, mindfulness, and self-control? And the best place to start is with the small things. Build daily habits by setting simple, achievable goals. Each time you accomplish one, no matter how small, you're reinforcing your confidence and ability to manage your emotions. At the same time, focus on the present moment, rather than worrying about the past or anxiously anticipating the future. Pay attention to what's happening within you right now. As you become more aware of your feelings and thoughts, you'll start to realize that every emotion is a choice, and you alone can decide whether to let it control you or not. Picture a humble baker. Every day, they devote themselves to their craft, unfazed by excessive praise or harsh criticism. They don't let outside opinions interfere with their process or spirit. And over time, through patience and self-discipline, this baker not only masters their skills but also attains a genuine sense of freedom and inner peace, a state where neither slander nor flattery can disturb their soul. Stoic philosophy has long been more than an ancient theory. It's a practical tool we can use to face life's everyday challenges. By learning to master our minds and respond to emotions with maturity, we can find true peace and freedom in an unpredictable, ever-changing world. Of course, we can't avoid being the subject of gossip or judgment from others. But have you ever wondered whether the weight of those words truly defines who you are? Or is it your ability to stay calm, centered, and unshaken that ultimately reveals your true strength? Take a moment now, breathe deeply, and join me as we move into the next principle. Principle number 3 won't just show you how to deal with negative words, but also how to achieve freedom of the soul, no longer shackled by the opinions of others. Principle number 3. If someone speaks ill of you, Epictetus once wisely said, we cannot control the opinions or actions of others, we can only control how we respond to them. In today's world, this means accepting that everyone has their own viewpoints, beliefs, and values, and they won't always align with or behave the way we wish. Similar to Christ's teaching, love your enemies, we are encouraged to remain patient and open-minded, even when facing opposition. To live a life undisturbed by the words of others, we must first possess a clear and honest understanding of ourselves. This includes knowing the reasons behind our actions, what motivates us, and holding steadfast to the values and principles we've chosen. When you're truly confident in the path you've selected and the reasons why, negative words lose their power over you. Yet, to calmly face insults or disagreements, Two qualities are essential: patience and gentleness. Patience allows you to stay composed, preventing hasty or emotional reactions. Gentleness helps you maintain good relationships with others, even when you don't see eye to eye. We can find countless inspiring examples in the lives of saints and great athletes, people who endured slander and harm with grace and kindness, never straying from their chosen paths. When we focus on personal growth and resilience in the face of adversity, we don't just improve our own lives, we also become a source of quiet inspiration for those around us. Remember, true power isn't about controlling what others think or say about you. It's about controlling how you allow those things to affect you. And if you've ever faced hurtful words or found ways to apply Stoic wisdom to your own life, we'd love for you to share your story in the comments below. Your experience might be the inspiration someone else needs right now. As we move forward, principle number 4 will take us even deeper, teaching us how to face insults and offense not with emotional outbursts, but with calm wisdom and a steady, unshaken heart. Following the previous lessons on mastering emotions and staying composed in the face of negative words, it's time for us to take one step further, learning how to face criticism and turn it into an opportunity for personal growth. Picture this familiar situation: you're having a close conversation with a longtime friend. The talk is going smoothly, until suddenly, your friend voices criticism about a personal decision you made. Your first reaction might be hurt, anger, or even a sense of betrayal. But instead of letting those emotions take over, pause for a moment, take a deep breath and ask yourself, could it be that, despite their poor choice of words, what they truly intended was to encourage me to reflect on my choices from a different perspective? That is the art of finding light in the darkness, a precious skill that Stoicism encourages us to cultivate. Through this lesson, we learn not only how to endure offense or hurt, but also how to turn these experiences into stepping stones for inner growth. The key lies in how you choose to respond to them. According to Stoicism, true strength doesn't come from avoiding hardships, but from knowing how to embrace and overcome them. Within every challenge lies a hidden chance for you to become stronger, more resilient, and even more steadfast on your chosen path. We constantly face moments that plant seeds of fear and shame. The question is, how do we rise above them? How do we prevent those moments from shaking our sense of self-worth and inner peace? Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, explored this issue deeply in his teachings. He pointed out that at the core of every fear and sense of shame is not the external circumstance itself, but rather how we respond to it. This brings us to principle number 5, fear and dishonor. Have you ever felt like you were trapped inside an invisible glass cage of fear and shame? In those moments, we sometimes find ourselves acting in ways we don't truly want, just to earn a little approval or a fleeting compliment on social media. But Epictetus, with his timeless wisdom, revealed a simple yet profound truth: it is we ourselves who assign meaning to every event. And by doing so, we create fear and shame within our own souls. Stoicism does not teach us to deny our emotions. On the contrary, it invites us to face fear and shame with courage and self-control. To overcome them means no longer being shackled by the gaze and words of others. It's a journey back to our own hearts, to rediscover the true value and meaning of life in every breath we take, in every daily decision we make. Epictetus reminds us that true happiness doesn't come from the outside world, but from within our own souls. When we place our self-worth on things beyond our control, we open the door to fear and shame. On the other hand, when we focus on self-improvement, wisdom, and spiritual freedom, we find unmatched peace and strength. Ultimately, in Epictetus's Stoic philosophy, Fear and dishonor are not merely lessons about facing challenges, but also profound reminders about how to live a meaningful life, one where fear and shame no longer block the path to happiness and freedom. Because when we dare to confront and overcome them, we not only liberate ourselves but also inspire those around us. And now, let's move forward to principle number 6, where Stoicism teaches us not just to face challenges, but to embrace them as valuable parts of our personal development. You'll learn how to anticipate difficulties, not only ready to confront them, but to turn them into a launchpad for reaching the very best version of yourself. Before we continue, I want to express my sincere gratitude to all of you who've stayed with us throughout this video. Your presence means the world to me and to our entire production team. If you've found these Stoic principles meaningful, please like and share this video with others. Your support not only helps spread these valuable teachings but also keeps our journey alive and thriving. In the last part, we reflected on how fear and shame often arise not from the world itself, but from the way we choose to perceive and respond to events around us. Now, building on that wisdom, let's explore how Stoicism teaches us to anticipate obstacles, not with fear, but with a clear, steady mind. Principle number 6, anticipating obstacles. At its heart, the Stoic principle of anticipating obstacles encourages us to take a proactive stance in life, rather than simply reacting when difficulties arise. Epictetus reminds us that by envisioning possible challenges along our path, we mentally prepare ourselves to meet them calmly, thoughtfully, and with inner strength. This isn't about falling into pessimism or expecting the worst, but about strengthening our will and equipping our minds with the tools we need for whatever comes our way. Consider the story of a dedicated marathon runner training for an important race. Aware of this Stoic principle, she doesn't just focus on the miles ahead but also considers what might go wrong: adverse weather, a sudden injury, or personal commitments that could interrupt her schedule. Instead of fearing these possibilities, she makes a plan, adjusting her training routine, preparing for both sunshine and rain, and allowing herself time to rest and recover. When race day arrives and a sudden downpour soaks the course, she stays composed. She's already prepared for this moment, both physically and mentally. What could have been a discouraging obstacle instead becomes clear evidence of her resilience and determination. This is the essence of anticipating obstacles, transforming potential setbacks into opportunities to demonstrate our readiness and inner power. More than a simple tactic, this mindset nurtures harmony between our emotions and logic. It teaches us to approach life's uncertainties with a balanced mind. Emotionally, it fosters a sense of confidence and calm. Logically, it sharpens our problem-solving skills by training us to think ahead and plan wisely. This steady balance is a hallmark of Stoicism, allowing us to face the inevitable ups and downs of life with serenity in our hearts and clarity in our thoughts. As Epictetus wisely said, "Don't consent to be hurt, and you won't be hurt." It's a choice over which you have control. In every situation, the power lies not in what happens to us, but in how we choose to react. This perspective doesn't just offer resilience, it opens a path to freedom. A new way of seeing and confronting the trials and sufferings that come with being human. Principle number 7, no one can hurt you. Let's imagine another moment. You're on the receiving end of harsh criticism from someone you deeply trust. Your initial reaction is likely one of hurt, perhaps even betrayal, and that's natural. But Stoicism teaches us that while such first impulses are human, what truly matters is what happens next. The power to allow those feelings to control your emotions, your thoughts, and your actions lies entirely in your hands. So how do we practice this principle in our own lives? The first step is recognizing your freedom to choose your response. When confronted with criticism or hurtful words, remember you have the right to decide how you'll respond. This doesn't mean denying or suppressing emotions. Instead, it's about acknowledging them, understanding their roots, and consciously choosing a wise, steady course of action. Next is the pursuit of inner strength. Confidence, resilience, and peace of mind don't come from living a life free of pain or challenges. They come from knowing that, no matter what, you have the strength to overcome anything that stands in your way. In Christian teachings, this strength often comes through faith and prayer, a reminder that spiritual resilience can be found in many traditions. And finally, we arrive at forgiveness. Just as Jesus forgave those who caused him harm, we too are called to practice forgiveness, not for the sake of excusing wrongs, but to lighten the burdens we carry within ourselves. Forgiveness clears the path to reconciliation, compassion, and a freer, kinder heart. This isn't a call to passive indifference or avoidance. On the contrary, it's a reminder of the immense power and freedom that comes from choosing how we face life's inevitable hardships. It's also a quiet encouragement to seek peace in every storm, because in doing so, we don't just heal ourselves, but we also inspire and uplift the people around us. And now, as we move forward to principle number 8, we'll uncover how Stoicism teaches us to accept and cherish the natural course of life, to embrace the flow of events with wisdom, courage, and grace. I invite you to stay with us as we continue this meaningful journey. In the previous principle, we were reminded of the incredible strength we gain when we choose how to respond to hurt or criticism. It's not about denying our emotions, but about mastering them and finding peace through conscious choices. Now, we'll take that wisdom a step further with another powerful lesson from Epictetus, one that focuses on our actions themselves. Principle number 8, restraining your actions. Within the philosophy of Epictetus, exercising self-restraint in our actions isn't just a show of discipline, it's a crucial foundation for true inner peace, spiritual resilience, and personal freedom. This principle doesn't call for us to suppress every impulse or avoid taking action altogether. Instead, it teaches us to carefully choose our actions based on reason and wisdom, rather than reacting impulsively in the heat of emotion. Picture this: you're in an important meeting, passionately presenting your ideas, when suddenly a colleague sharply opposes your points and even throws in a personal criticism. Naturally, your first emotions might be a surge of anger, a wave of disappointment, or a strong urge to retaliate. But according to Epictetus, this exact moment is a precious opportunity to practice self-restraint. Rather than letting anger dictate your next move, you pause, you take a slow, steady breath and remind yourself that reacting emotionally won't solve the problem, it might even escalate it. Instead, you decide to approach the situation rationally. You consider their opinion objectively, respond calmly, and perhaps even invite constructive dialogue. In doing so, you transform potential conflict into an opportunity for growth and mutual respect. By exercising restraint in both speech and action, we not only avoid unnecessary consequences but also display true maturity and wisdom. In a world where quick, reactive behavior is often mistaken for strength, Epictetus reminds us that genuine strength lies in the ability to remain in control, especially when emotions run high. So how can we integrate this principle into our daily lives? First, recognize your emotions. When feelings start to rise, don't suppress them, simply acknowledge them without immediately acting. Second, pause before responding. Give yourself a moment to breathe, reflect, and think. Third, question yourself. Is your intended action driven by reason? Will it lead to a positive, meaningful outcome? Fourth, act mindfully. Choose actions that reflect your deeper understanding of the situation, not just your immediate emotional impulses. When we learn to restrain our actions in this way, we gain the power to control our emotions, overcome challenges with grace, and navigate life's storms with a steady hand. Little by little, this discipline shapes us into the strongest, calmest, and most resilient versions of ourselves. Are you ready to practice restraint and become the best version of yourself? If so, drop a comment saying, "I'm ready," right below this video. Let's commit to this together. And now, as we move forward, we arrive at a principle that might just be the most freeing of all. Principle number 9, the power of acceptance. Here, Stoic philosophy teaches us how to calmly embrace life's unexpected turns and find clarity and strength within them. Stay with me, because this one can truly change the way you face every challenge ahead. In our last principle, we explored the importance of acceptance, learning to calmly embrace life's unexpected turns and to focus on what we can control. Now, we arrive at a wisdom even more profound, the idea of living in harmony with nature. Both the world around us and the true nature within ourselves. Principle number 10, living according to nature. Epictetus firmly believed that the key to a happy, peaceful, and meaningful life lies in aligning ourselves with nature. But when he spoke of nature, he wasn't referring only to the forests, rivers, and mountains outside. He also meant the deeper, often overlooked nature within each of us, the true essence of our being. Living in harmony with nature, as Epictetus taught, allows us not only to find peace in the present moment but also to discover and fully realize our own potential. It means acknowledging that everything in life happens for a reason, even if that reason isn't immediately clear to us. Every situation, every challenge, and every joy has its place in the grand design of the universe. To truly live by this principle, we must train our minds to see things clearly. It's about learning to accept what is happening in our lives without unnecessary resistance or bitterness. This doesn't mean surrendering to fate or becoming indifferent. Instead, it's about understanding our role in the world, embracing the limits set by nature, and still finding contentment within those boundaries. In the Stoic view, happiness isn't found in chasing external pleasures or accumulating wealth and possessions. True contentment comes from appreciating simple things and living a conscious, self-aware life that honors our natural essence. It's about being at peace with who we are, where we are, and what we have, rather than constantly yearning for more or resenting what's beyond our control. When we choose to live according to the natural order of things, we become less vulnerable to life's ups and downs. We gain resilience, clarity, and the unshakable calm that comes from knowing we're exactly where we need to be in this moment. Applying this principle in daily life isn't just a way to navigate challenges, it's a pathway to lasting freedom and genuine happiness. So, why not start today? Let's commit to living a life that's fulfilled, balanced, and truly meaningful. As we reach the end of this journey through the philosophy of Epictetus and his 10 Stoic principles, we realize that what we've traveled together is not just a collection of ancient lessons but a living, breathing roadmap for modern life. These principles are powerful tools, not only guiding lights to help us weather life's storms but also a constant source of strength to build an inner spirit that remains unshaken by anything the world throws our way. But remember, the journey of personal growth is never something we walk alone. That's why we warmly invite you to join the conversation. Do you have any questions, challenges, or personal stories about applying these Stoic principles in your own life? Share them in the comments below. Every question, every insight, and every experience you share becomes a spark of inspiration for others in this growing community. And don't forget, if this video spoke to you, Please give it a like. Share it with friends who might need this wisdom today. And subscribe to our channel. That way, you won't miss any future videos designed to help you become more resilient, steady, and calm in the face of life's uncertainties. Our journey together isn't over yet. Let's keep growing, learning, and becoming better, one day and one step at a time. Be sure to check out the next videos waiting for you at the end of this one, because every new lesson brings us closer to building not just a stronger self, but a better, kinder world for all.